dropped anchor last night at Percy Island about 9 o'clock. It was fairly rolly then, and there were about 7 boats in here, I think. Anyway, there's only one left this morning when I woke up. I think it's blowing from the north, east. It wasn't yesterday, it was more from the east. Anyway, it's very rolly. I managed to get a bit of sleep, and I don't believe you don't think you did, but I must have done. I was very tired. I was thinking of going ashore here, but I'm gonna be here all day, so I'm gonna go around the other side of the island now, where I can go ashore from there, because it's not really too good here, you know, for living on board the boat when it's so rough. I'd like to go ashore, but I prefer to go and find a more calm anchorage and go for a walk ashore than visit the Percy hut at the moment. The southwest corner of Middle Percy Island. I'm going to go around the corner here and see if we can find some shelter where I can rest and recuperate for the day. I've anchored reasonably close to that sand dune in the past when I've come in at night. I've got the tide with me at the moment, doing 5.9 knots, so I've got about a knot of tide under me. The homestead's basically where those pine trees is, just a bit further over.
See, Island, I'm trying to get a text down to my wife to save me climbing to the top of the hill.
I'm going to anchor between Asteroid and Irene over here. That'll do me, in about 6 meters of water. Got the dinghy just on the side of the boat here, out the water, till I want to go ashore. I just need to tidy the boat up downstairs now. White Bay. I've anchored in here, and believe it or not, the next boat is one of my supporters. So he's coming over for a drink tonight. There's a Farrier 22 called Asteroid. Well, I made it to the beach, had a little bit of a mishap. I left my boat, started to film, started my boat anchor again, sorry, my engine again, and the damn thing stalled on me. So I couldn't get it going, so I managed to get to this boat over here's catamaran, paddled, borrowed a screwdriver and drained the carburetor, and it was full of water. Heading down the beach now, up that ridge right to the top, so somewhere where I can call my wife up. That's all I want to do, and then I'll walk back down again. Looking back at the bay from where I start the walk. This is part of the track up to the homestead. But as you can see, last time we were here all the ferns were green, now they're all dying off. Made it to the top of Percy Island, where you can phone up from White Bay. It's just a rock, but you can see down there through the trees there, that's where my boat is, and that's where you get phone reception, probably over there by about 30 miles. Got back to my dinghy. My boat's behind the catamaran, and there's 6 boats in the bay tonight. There's Bagatelle. And that boat, I've heard, did the Brisbane to Gladstone and ended up on the reef at Lady Elliot and completely sunk. Anyway, it's all back together now. Looks very nice. Decided to stay here in this lovely bay for a few days. There's quite a few storm cells about. I'm at the moment on the top of a ridge. I've just talked to my wife. My kids are ignoring me. A few other people I've texted. There's a guy called Tom Bolton who came over, and I was going to help him, you know, with his boat a bit, and he asked him a bit of advice. Anyway, he bought a boat. Anyway, he's really nearly broke his back, so he's kind of paralyzed down one leg at the moment. Been in hospital for probably a couple of months. Anyway, he's out, he's back on his boat, and that's all he's got to live on, and he's managing at the moment in Tin Can Bay. So if Tom gets this, you know, good luck to you, Tom. A beautiful view of the bay before the mist comes over. Graham's here sitting down, taking it all in off Asteroid. South Percy in the mist, White Bay, with a fair few boats, cruising boats anchored. And over beyond that point there is East Percy. We're going to head off back to the boat now. Check our internet to check there's no storms coming in the immediate future. This is our lookout where we've just been. And this is a rock tree. That's what the leaves look like. Looking out towards East Percy. And we were sitting on the rocks just behind with a view of White Bay. This area on the ground here, it's got lots of nuts from goats, and I reckon this is where the billy goat does his urinating, just here, because he smells. Whole family of goats there. Saying goodbye to White Bay for a while. I've been up to Telephone Hill to check on the weather, and it's going to be okay, so I'm off. Tomorrow morning, first thing. I'm off early this morning, sun's coming up, and I'm just saying goodbye to Graham on Asteroid. He's off to the Duke Islands. I might be mad and I'm going for Port Clinton. The Duke's 22 nautical miles away, and Port Clinton is about 50, and at the moment there's no wind. I've had a good time in White Bay. I've walked up the top most days, either to use the phone or walk to the top of the island. But sadly it's time to go. So I'm off to Port Clinton.